between 4 and 1. That's a little bit more of thumb under here, but the same principle. On B, at 6 o'clock you play, you release the key right away so your elbow can move forward. You bring your wrist 3, 12, 9, 6. At 6, your hand brings the thumb to C, and then you play it at 6. So no hard motion. And as we know, in the fast tempo, the 3D motion being so 3D, it becomes more 2D. So this is how it looks like in the fast tempo. When in fact, in slow tempo, I'm doing this. Same principle. So on F, we move, play the note, move elbow, release the key right away. With the effort of the form, we bring the finger at 6 o'clock to the next note, make the 4 roll, 9, 12, 3, and at 6 we play. And we stay on the keyboard. And the fast tempo is just 2D motion. And we're avoiding this. In anti-clockwise motion, first of all, you understand the difference between anti-clockwise and clockwise. Correct? So when we go up, for example, we always do anti-clockwise. We're going through 6, 3, 12, 9. All right? Okay. In anti-clockwise motion, on E, so move your elbow right when you lightly touch the first note, this E at 6 o'clock. Let go of the key right away. We talked about that in elbow motion. If we move our elbow, we want to make sure that nothing is holding us in the past. We go to the future, so let go of the past. And this motion brings your thumb to the next note at 6 o'clock. So the point here, when you make the thumb under, you're not making thumb under independently, all right? You actually let your elbow and forearm and hand just gently bring it in place by correctly moving.
So, like that?
Exactly. So to be more specific, so you start a roll with elbow motion. Then at 6 o'clock you land on the key with your thumb, correct? And during the entire motion, fingertips should not leave the surface of the keys, so you're not jumping like a deer. You just stay there. Instead of doing this. And also doing this, you see all the notes are to the right, but if you do this, for a moment with your thumb, your wrist goes to the left, and that breaks the line. In slow tempo, who cares? But in a fast tempo, you don't want to end up doing this. You wanna feel like it's one stroke, and so that matters.
So.
Yeah, but you can release that E safely.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. And for example, where else we can find it? For example, this was 3-1, and now let's say between 4 and 1. That's a little bit more of thumb under here, but the same principle. On B, at 6 o'clock you play, you release the key right away so your elbow can move forward. You bring your wrist 3, 12, 9, 6. At 6, your hand brings the thumb to C, and then you play it at 6. So no hard motion. Yeah, exactly. And if we're going to talk about the descending motion again, first when we have thumb under after the elbow motion, In descending motion, we're gonna talk about clockwise. So let's say clockwise, so we're gonna go 6, 9, 12, 3, 6. Move your elbow at 8, on 8. Move your elbow right away. When you lightly touch that 8 at 6 o'clock, let go of that key. This motion will bring your thumb to the next note at 6. Make a roll after that elbow motion, and at 6 land on the key with your thumb. Again, don't let the fingertips leave the surface of the key. So and the same if you have, let's say, D to C with 4 finger and 1, the same. Instead of doing this, you do this. And as we know, in the fast tempo, the 3D motion being so 3D, it becomes more 2D. So this is how it looks like in the fast tempo. When in fact, in slow tempo, I'm doing this.
I have a question about this portion of the hand, because I feel that when I play the thumb, my fingers are not here, but like here.
You mean it's more here than there? Move your elbow more to the left.
Okay.
Remember, even in small shapes, we're trying to feel that it's big, with big amplitude.
Understand. Okay.
Yeah, it looks good. Now we have another example of thumb under, this time when thumb under is on elbow motion, is on a circle note, and the note is going after. You see the difference? So again, in ascending motion, we're going to talk about the anti-clockwise motion, 6, 3, 12, 9. Let's see. We have this. Move your elbow right when you lightly touch the first note. That's 6 o'clock. Let go of the key right away. The motion brings your finger to the next note at 6 and make a roll. Then play at 6 with your finger. And again, don't jump too high. So yeah. Make it very slow so you really understand all 3 steps. Move elbow. At 6 o'clock, it brings it to the finger. Make the full anti-clockwise motion. Play at 6 again. Again. Yeah, this is nice. And if you go faster, again, it's just 2D motion. But you see, the idea is that in this case, we avoid doing stretch here. We avoid doing that, right? So it's just again, just with the effort of your forearm, you bring your hand, your finger.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, and let's do the right hand. Same principle. So on F, we move, play the note, move elbow, release the key right away. With the effort of the forearm, we bring the finger at 6 o'clock to the next note, make the full roll, 9, 12, 3, and at 6 we play. And we stay on the keyboard. And the fast tempo is just 2D motion. And we're avoiding this.
So...
Yeah. That's right. And let's try from the thumb to the fourth finger, do C. Okay. Move the elbow a little bit more. Aha, exactly. Feel that big, large, yeah, great impulse in your elbow. Alright, so this is your topic on thumb under technique, which
Very
should be
cool,
talked
very
about
cool.
when you're on the first grade. But